The Gatorade Cup Series is back once again, one final time at the Daytona National Speedway under the daytime sun for the running of the 14th and final Daytona 500 in the Gatorade Cup Series. They've been crazy in the past. This one's sure to be just as crazy as the 13 previous, and we'll see which of these 42 drivers can come out on top. Will be someone that's already won the 500, like Max Anderson, or last season's winner in the 500, Max Rossi, or will someone new claim victory in the final Daytona 500? 30 laps about to get underway from Daytona. Let's take a look at the 42-car field for the 500. Jordan Stout in the 17 starts on pole, virtue of winning his dual race and 2's outside. Dual number 2 winner, Chris Jericho in the 18. Starting in 3rd place, it's Malachi Rodriguez. Then Bibi Ruiz starts in 4th, and Evan Hunter completes the top 5 in the 11. Starting in 6th place, Jonathan Beeford. In 7th, it's Marshall Burrow. Jake Calloway will start in 8th. In 9th, it's Luke Rainey. And Andrew Miller rounds out the top 10 in the 38. Back behind the Max Anderson, number 12, won this race back in his championship season number 8. And 2's outside Antonin Charbois in the 96. Then you have Ross McMarola in the number 10. And 2's outside two-time 500 champion TJ Hanley in the 22. Then we have Anthony Hernandez and 2's inside Griffin Lynn, the 36. Then Jeff Bright, the 9, and the 16 of Riley Sampson. Then we have Zachary DeLello and his teammate Zachary Fitzwater Sr. Then there's Ryan Wilson and Anderson Reed in the 77, along with Matt Oskin and Max Rossi, last season's winner in this race, in the number 20. Then we have Code Luigi and Sebastian Kukulon, with Brandon Beal and Keyshawn Richardson. Then we have Laura Chung and Bronson Minnick. Levi Schoen's the number 4 and the 53 of Jay Rando. Then there's Keegan Thompson and Riley Spurley-Tube, Conrad Evans and Eli Bright, Justin Seidel, Noah Clifton, Diego Yapez, and Ferret Longwell. And in the final row, it's Derek Hamill, the 15, and 2's outside, and 42nd, the final position, the number 47 of Jose Mills. That's the starting lineup for the final Daytona 500 of the Gatorade Cup Series. Let's go down the trackside to fire these 42 engines up for 30 laps at Daytona.
Drivers, start your engines!
The 42 engines come to life in the Gatorade Cup Series Daytona 500, about to get underway for the final ever Gatorade Cup Series Daytona 500. We'll see who becomes the Season 14 winner of this very, very historic race in the Gatorade Cup Series. Grayson Acevedo, Nat Wagner, Gary May, Chris Dodd, Joe Jefferson, Carson Bowers, Larry Bouchard Jr., Max Anderson, TJ Hanley, Marshall Burrow, Jonathan Raines, TJ Hanley, Max Rossi. The previous 13 Daytona 500 winners right there. Only one repeat one, that's TJ Hanley. Will he get his 3rd ever? Will someone get their 2nd? Or will we see our first time Daytona 500 champion? Pace car peels off to pit road. Jordan Stout, Chris Jericho are the front row. The dual winners will lead us to the green flag. It's waving in the wind. We're underway in the final Gatorade Cup Series Daytona 500. Nice start for Jordan Stout. He's the early leader of the Daytona 500 for pole. Evan Hunter for 2nd in that number 11. 3 wide already further back in the pack. However, the 3 wide not the pushing point here. If they ever get 4 wide, that's where we'll see some crashes happen. But so far, they're keeping it just triple and double file at the moment. The front 2 get clear single file. Jordan Stout leads the first lap of the final Daytona 500. Evan Hunter up to 2nd. Max Anderson, here comes Hunter, shooting down to the inside for the lead in number 11. He wants a Toyota to lead the 500. Jonathan Beeford for 3rd in the number 24. A lot of the veterans at the front early on. Hunter, Buford, Anderson, here comes Griffin Lynn, a Season 6 champion. All these veterans coming to the bottom in a hurry, trying to get up to the front. Another veteran, Riley Sampson, making moves. Griffin Lynn looking to go 3 wide for the lead on Buford and Hunter. Almost 200 miles an hour at the end of the backstretch, and they're 3 wide for the top spot. Griffin Lynn trying to take it on the bottom of the racetrack. Griffin Lynn will take it away. Riley Sampson to 2nd. Zachary DeLello now for 3rd. Ryan Wilson and Max Rossi, the winner of this race last season, moving forward with them at the start-finish line. Griffin then leads the lap in the 36. Bigger to lead laps on this race. 5 bonus points for leading a lap in the 500. 5 bonus points for the most laps led. Those points crucial to try to make it into the 12-man chase field for the final 10 races. Riley Sampson up in control of the race right now, brings Ryan Wilson to the top with them. Max Rossi looked to go up with them, but now it looks like he'll get shuffled to the middle as down to the bottom. One of the most historic drivers in the Gatorade Cup Series, one of the more storied drivers in the Gatorade Cup Series, Cole Luigi, the Season 5 champion, moves through to 3rd place and looking to try and rekindle some of that success that he had from about Season 8 on back. Here he is now pushing Ryan Wilson to the inside of Riley Sampson and going for the lead. Sampson leads lap 3, but Wilson has the inside lane. Here comes Minnick and Randall, the runner-up to the championship last season, looking as his teammate Cole Luigi 3 wide to the bottom in number 54. Cole Luigi will take it away, looking to get back to his Season 5 glory. Number 34, Bronson Minnick moves up to 2nd with them. They move up to the top lane. Randall, Luigi's teammate, looks bottom. Riley Sprotu now looks 3 wide. A push from Conrad Evans gets him inside of Jay Rando. Minnick is clear in 2nd, but Cole Luigi is clear in the lead in the number 54. Sprotu up to P3. Evans up to 4th. Clifton is now inside the top 5 in that 0-0. Minnick looking out, trying to get some sort of run. Cole Luigi breaking the draft as they enter the tri-oval. Side by side for 3rd. Evans to the inside. It was Conrad Evans that won the last time in the Gatorade Cup Series at Homestead. Remember, Luke Rennie brought home the championship over Jay Rando, but lost in all that was Conrad Evans winning his first ever Gatorade Cup Series race. Now he's in the 95 looking to do it once again this season. Noah Clifton trying to protect off Derek Hamill with the 15 who started on the last row, moving to the inside. So for Derek Hamill, it took him just 4.5 laps, but he went from 41st up inside the top 5. For Jose Mills, he started 42nd. It took him once again just 5 laps, but he's up inside the top 5 in that number 47. So it just shows how fast the cycle happens at a place like Daytona. As they race off 4. First battle for the lead. No, Minnick gets shut down by Cole Luigi, but there are a lot of cars lined up behind this 54. Who's the first to break low? It's going to be Clifton, and maybe Zidell going with them. Yes, he will. Clifton for 2nd. Zidell then will go for 3rd. Barrett Longwell, the rookie to the Gatorade Cup Series, moving up nicely inside the top 5 in that 62. Behind them, it's a mess in the pack. Almost 4 wide. They sorted it back to 3. It was Rossi in the middle. It looked like some others, like Beeford, were trying to sort that out. At the front, they've got a little strung out, but now they're starting to get a little bit packed tighter together as Barrett Longwell looks inside Zidell for 3rd. The front 2 get away. Hamill and Anderson Reed on the bottom lane. Levi Shones, another champion in the Gatorade Cup Series all the way back in Season 9, coming in the inside, and another champion, Eli Bright, with him in the 88 car. BB Rose, who started up front in this race, moving back to the front after falling on the initial start. Front 2 breakaways, they're double file and triple file behind, as now they'll be 3 wide for 3rd. Anderson Reed to the bottom of Derek Hamill and Barrett Longwell. Levi Shones, Jeff Bright, and Eli Bright working together on the inside lane. That's 3 champions lined up on Anderson Reed. That's good company to be around, but now they're going to leave Anderson Reed out to dry. Here they come, the 3 champions. Levi Shones, Jeff Bright, Eli Bright, all working together. Levi Shones, the Season 9 champion. Jeff Bright, the Season 2 champion. Eli Bright, the Season 11 champion, all lined up together as they race off 4. And they're all trying to run down the front 2. Cole Luigi, the Season 5 champion, and Noah Clifton, the Aussie. At the stripe, now Jeff Bright leaving Shones. Maybe wanted to go with his Hendrick teammate and son, Eli Bright, on the bottom. See the cars shuffling around here at Daytona, trying to find a way to get to the front 2. Now it's the 2 Hendrick cars and the 2 Brights lined up. Jeff Bright and Eli Bright. Jonathan Beeford, their teammate, trying to get up with them. Another longtime veteran of the Gatorade Cup Series. Not a champion, but definitely a championship caliber driver. Maybe this season, his final season, is the place to do it. Jeff Bright going for 2nd on Noah Clifton. Where does son Eli go in the 88? He'll have to make up his mind soon, and there he'll go to the bottom with Ruiz and Jonathan Beeford. Now he'll try and push his father Jeff to the race lead over Cole Luigi. As they race off turn number 4, the pack starting to get a little bit more scattered out as they all try and run down the front few who have broken away and kind of gotten scattered out at the front. Eli Bright behind Jeff Bright. They're all chasing Cole Luigi. Eli will get shuffled out by Bibi Ruiz and Jonathan Beeford. Zidell back on the bottom in the 1 car. He has the number 66, Laura Chung, another rookie, behind him. And then TJ Hanley and the number 22 behind the number 66 of Chung. Hanley, 2-time 500 champion. our Season 7 champion, and he's looking for a third Daytona 500. Jeff Bright, though, on the back bumper of Coluigi, can't make the move on the 54 at the moment, as they'll go 3 wide for thirds. They delve to the inside, and TJ Hanley breaking his way inside the top 10, with Anthony Hernandez behind along Sebastian Kukulon. They come off forward to the Tribal, still Coluigi leading the Daytona 500. 4 cars get clear single file. Now, Beeford's teammate Hernandez goes for 5th place on Hanley. And now, Hernandez has a mirror full of Sebastian Kukulon. Kukulon's teammate Zidell goes for a second on Jeff Bright, and they still can't get by this number 54 of Coluigi. Beeford's going to get down from behind Jeff Bright, get down from his teammate Hernandez. Kukulon looking for a way to go. Hernandez looking for a way to go. Anson and Charbois on the bottom. Max Rossi, Jay Brando, and then 2 of the Penske cars, Max Anderson and Luke Rainey, last season's champion. Luigi expertly blocks the bottom from Beeford because the 24 had a massive run going into turns 3 and 4. Can the Hendrick boys do something with Coluigi and race off 4? Beeford has a run there. He'll take it to the inside. Hernandez goes with them. First battle Luigi's had for the lead, and it's at the 1/3 point of the 500. Caution free so far. Beeford for the lead, and now Hernandez leaves him. He wants the lead for himself. Anthony Hernandez for the lead in the Daytona 500. And bringing with them comes Kukulon, Anson and Charbois, Max Rossi, Brando, Anderson, and Luke Rainey. That inside lane, that was a lot of big names moving up to the front. Hernandez and Kukulon, obviously some veterans. Anson and Charbois, longtime veteran, has made the chase in most of his seasons he's raced. Max Rossi, as you mentioned, last season's 500 champion. Jay Brando, last season's runner-up in the championship. Max Anderson, the season 8 champion of the series. And Luke Rainey, last season's champion. They're all lined up on the bottom lane. We have some historic drivers racing in this 500, and they're all trying to win it at Daytona, many of them for their first time. And it would be their first and only time to win it as well if they get it done this season. Now the 2 cars to break away. Anthony Hernandez, Anson and Charbois. Jay Brando up to 3rd. Max Anderson up to 4th. Luke Rainey up to 5th now in the 2 car. Clifton for 6th, then we'll clear, so the front 6 get up and clear in single file. Brando sees Anderson move low, tried to protect. Anderson got down there. Luke Rainey couldn't go with his teammate. Noah Clifton will go with Max Anderson, and they'll be beside Brando for 3rd. Meanwhile, Hernandez keeps Anderson and Charbois at bay. They're 1-2 early on as we're nearing the midpoint of the Daytona 500. Still no yellow flags in this 30-lap race. Everyone trying to make the move at the right time and shuffle out at the right time. Anderson shoved wide by Noah Clifton as Charbois looks to back off the 48 of Anthony Hernandez to get a run to him. And we'll see if it works as they enter turns 1 and 2 off 2 and down the backstretch. That will be the place the run will be formed. We'll have to see though if Clifton and Wilson want to stay committed to that 96 and maybe want to push him up there. If they don't, like Clifton's not going to right there, that's going to stall the run out for 2nd place. Clifton will go for 2nd. He gets down from Evan Hunter and Keyshawn Richardson, and they'll be drag racing off into turns 3 and 4 behind the race leader, Anthony Hernandez, in the number 48. Evan Hunter moving up again. Remember, started pretty well, fell back. Now he's back up at the front, that number 11 Toyota. Keyshawn Richardson with them, Riley Sampson with them, and Jordan Stout, the pole sitter, finally making his way back to the front. It took him nearly half the race to go from the front to the back to the front, but here he is. Maybe he could time it just right. If he leads at halfway, falls back, and it takes another half of the race to get back up, it could be good. Hunter leads off turn 2. Keyshawn Richardson moves up with them. They're 1-2 now at Daytona as they race down the backstretch. Riley Sampson, the 16, left out by Jordan Stout. Clifton goes to the middle, leaving Hernandez on the top side all by himself. Brandon Beal, the first time we called the 14 all race long. He's now up inside the top 10 looking for the top 5. And Jeff Bright moving back in the 9 car. Jose Mills from last on the grid. Max Rossi, last season's Daytona 500 champion. He's still not out of this in that number 20 car for Joe Gibbs Racing. But he has to chase his teammate Evan Hunter, who leads this race in the 11. Jordan Stout for 2nd on Keyshawn Richardson. And Stout will take the 2nd place, and our pulser looks to get back to the front in that number 17. Spurs 2 lined up on the bottom. Zachary DeLello is on the bottom, making some nice moves. And that number 52, his teammate Fitzwater right behind him. Ross McMurrola trying to get up to the front. The 3 of Malachi Rodriguez. As for the lead, the pole sitter, Jordan Stout for the lead. He led the first lap of this Daytona 500. He's looking to lead the midpoint, then maybe the last lap as well. So Stout went from the front to the back to the front in half the race at Daytona. He moves wide, and Jeff Bright moves to the bottom. It'll be a drag race to lead the midway point of this Daytona 500. Jordan Stout gets in the 17. Leader the first lap, leads the midpoint. And how about Jose Mills from last to first on lap number 16. Jose Mills started 42nd in this race. He now leads this race off turn number 2. But has some hungry drivers behind like Max Rossi and Sebastian Kukulan. As the pack had gotten strung out for a little bit, they are now packed tightly together, 3 by 3, nearly all the way back throughout this 42-car field. Can Mills stay clear? He will. He'll get down in front of Sebastian Kukulan, Riley Spruill and Zachary Fitzwater Sr. Ross McMarola, the highest Ford on the inside lane. The highest Toyota is Jake Galloway. First time we call Galloway's name, but here he is making his move towards the end of this race. Kukulan for the lead on Jose Mills as they race around to the start-finish line. Just 14 laps to go in this Daytona 500. It's been a crazy one so far with many lead changes. Code Luigi looked like he had the most dominant car at the front, but now he's shuffled back, hasn't made his way back to the front quite yet, and we'll see if anyone can try and take over and control the race like Code Luigi did towards the midpoint. Ross McMarola looking low on Fitzwater. He's trying to look low on Kukulan. He'll try and get a run. Try and get that side drive. Get down front of the 10. An expert move out of Fitzwater. And he barely gets down front of the 10 of Ross McMarola. That was very good out of Fitzwater right there. He knew if he made the move too soon, it probably wouldn't have worked out. So he waited, got the side draft, and then used the momentum from the 10 to get down front of him and clear. And now Fitzwater leads the Daytona 500. He's raced for a little bit in the Gatorade Cup Series. He raced early on the first few seasons and then took some time off, came back, did some more seasons. Now he's back in the final season looking to reign supreme in the Gatorade Cup Series. He leads Jake Galloway, Bronson Minnick, and Barrett Longwell off turn 2. Just 12 and a half laps to go in the Daytona 500. The move is made by Minnick and Longwell in tandem. They move low, but Longwell will go lower in the 62. 3 wide for second behind Zachary Fitzwater Sr. And the battle is on just outside the front 5. Yepes tried to get down in front of Hanley, but couldn't. And Hanley gets to move to the inside. And outside pulls here Chris Jericho back to the front for the first time since lap 1. And this is the first time Jericho smelled the top 10 since that first lap. Here he is pushing 2-time 500 champion and Gatorade Cup Series overall champion TJ Hanley. That's good company to be with. Derek Hamill, longtime Gatorade Cup Series veteran. He moves low and he gets up to second in that number 15. Now he has a run at Zachary Fitzwater Sr. off turn 2. Hanley doesn't go with Hamill. He tries to keep Jericho at bay. Hanley will now try and get down in front of Laura Chung. Jericho hung in the middle by Laura Chung and Barrett Longwell. Eli Bright pushing Laura Chung to the inside. Hanley can't get inside Derek Campbell. The front 2, 51 and 15. They stay just like that. Hanley now third, Chung fourth, Eli Bright up to fifth, Levi Schoen's with him again as the front of the field starts to get strung out just a little bit again, but that might change because Hamill makes the move on Fitzwater with 11 laps to go in the Daytona 500. Now Hanley goes 3 wide for the lead. 2-time 500 champion TJ Hanley looks to get it done in the final season for his third 500 triumph. He won it back in season number 9. He won it just 2 seasons ago in season 12. Here he is now leading in season 14, looking to get back around, lead this lap at 10 to go. But it's a long challenge as Eli Bright looks to his middle, and Andrew Miller has a massive run with help from Malachi Rodriguez on the bottom of the racetrack. And how about Luke Rainey? He's never won the 500, but now last season's champion is inside the top 3. Coming around to 10 to go, he looks for second. He has Samet Oskin with him. The first time we called Oskin's name at the front as well in the 6. Just 10 laps to go in the Daytona 500. This is around the time drivers are going to start to try and think strategically. How fast is the shuffle going? And when do I need to try and get down to the inside to make the move for the win? That is the question all these drivers are asking themselves right at this moment. Luke Rainey wants to be leading this race. He goes inside of Andrew Miller. He has Zidell as his nearest help, and now his nearest help is his teammate Max Anderson. Car number 12 to the inside for the lead, 3 wide. He'll push Luke Rainey by to the lead. So will these Penske cars stay together? Or will Ayrton leave Luke for the lead for himself? We have 2 Joe Gibbs cars right behind them. It's Jake Gow and Evan Hunter. Here we go for the lead. Max Ayrton and Luke Rainey. Luke's going to lead the lap, but with 9 to go, how fast will the cycle happen? And where will Luke end up out of all this? Jake Galloway 3 wide for the lead. Help from his teammate Evan Hunter, but now Hunter forced to the middle by Zachary DeLello. DeLello moving up with Jake Galloway on the bottom. Keegan Thompson, Jay Renault, last season's runner-up in the championship, moving back on the bottom. It's Galloway leading off turn 2 in the 19. Keegan Thompson, first time we called the 41 at the front. DeLello moves to the middle. Thompson moves to the bottom. They'll be 3 wide for the lead at the end of the back straightaway. Keegan Thompson First time we called the number 41 all day long, and now he's leading with 8 laps to go at Daytona. Rando, Wilson, Sampson, Reed all lined up behind this 41. He moves up, and now to the bottom, here comes Jay Rando. If you're in the middle, you're desperately looking for just a hole on the inside to form to get back to the bottom. If you're on the super outside lane, you are hoping that you can get back down on the inside in time for when the cycle on the bottom hits and you'll be in the right position. The question is, who is in the right position at Daytona, and will a yellow flag end up hurting the cycle of this race? Ryan Wilson leads. Riley Sampson to the middle. As to the bottom, Harrison Reed has up from Conrad Evans and Noah Clifton. Antonin Charbois also on the bottom with Jonathan Buford and Baby Ruiz. 7 laps to go at the line in the Daytona 500. Who will time it just right? Conrad Evans for the lead on Harrison Reed. Side by side, Reed leads the lap. Just 7 to go at Daytona. Clifton 3 wide to the bottom in the 0-0. Has up for Jonathan Buford and Baby Ruiz. Brandon Beal, Keyshawn Richardson, Lynn, Rossi, last season's 500 winner. Could he be in position, or is he too soon? You know, you got to be looking towards the back of this single file line on the bottom to drivers like Hanley and Stout. Who will it be, though, at just the right time? See, the middle lane really kind of got halted right there. Big gap. Will we start seeing gaps form on the bottom for drivers to maybe move from the middle to the bottom? That could definitely be likely at this stage of the race. 6 laps to go. Brandon Beal on Baby Ruiz for the lead at Daytona in the 500. Keyshawn Richardson now goes low 3 wide in front of Griffin Lynn. Keyshawn Richardson to the lead with 6 laps to go in the Great American Race. Griffin Lynn, Max Rossi, Riley Spurgeon all with them, but who on the inside will time it just right? Here comes Lynn for the lead. Max Rossi's going to want that lead now. He's knowing he's too soon, but if he can get to the lead and try and hold it, that would be the right timing. Max Rossi to the lead. Riley Spurley to Sebastian Kukulan. There's our dual number 1 winner, Jordan Stout, Ross McMarola, and Bronson Minnick. Now Rossi moves up, Spurley moves low, into the tri-oval. Just 5 laps to go at Daytona. Riley Spurley to the lead. Here comes Kukulan. He's going to shove up. They could be 4 wide for the lead. With 5 to go, this was result in a late race yellow and a late race restart. They soar back to 3, and now Jordan Stout for the lead in the 17. Jordan Stout to the lead. Ross McMarola coming with them. Bronson Minnick coming with him. Zachary Fitzroy Sr. with him. Stout to the middle. McMarola to the bottom. He'll get inside the 17. Coming back to 4 to go in the point of no return in this race. Once we get to 4 to go, a yellow flag would end the race short. The 10 of Ross McMarola to the lead. Bronson Minnick to second. Now Minnick under fire from Fitzwater in the 51 car. Fitzwater to second. Has up for Mills and Hamill. 4 laps to go in the 500. Here comes Hamill to the inside. Fitzwater will move down from him to try and take the lead himself. Fitzwater to the lead. Hamill now to second. The 10 backing up the middle lane. Who on the inside will time it right, though? Hanley might be too soon. Zidell might be too soon. You might have to look back to Rodriguez, Eli Bright, maybe Marshall Burrow, previous 500 winner. He might have timed it just right. Burrow won the 10th rendition of the 500. Now he's looking for the last, as Derek Hamill wants to lead in the 15. Hamill to the lead. Rookie Farrah Longwell up to second with them. They're coming back to 3 laps to go in this Great American Race. Andrew Miller right in between the 48 and the 21. Hamill leads with 3 to go. TJ Hanley looking down to the bottom to try and make it work. Justin Zidell, Anthony Hernandez with them. A lot of experience on this bottom lane between Hamill, Hanley, Zidell, Hernandez, and Burrell, and Eli Bright. Hanley for the lead. A big dart to the inside. Will he be able to hold them off is the massive question right here. He now is going to behind him another 500 winner, Marshall Burrell. So we have 500 winners on the bottom, but Burrell's got such a big run, he's going to want to take it right here with Eli Bright with them. Here they come to 2 laps to go, just 5 miles left. Who will make it at just the right moment? Hanley leaves with 2 to go, but there's still 5 miles to go. It's Eli Bright for the lead in the Daytona 500. Does he time it right? Can he hold them off? You have to think Luke Rainey. How about Cole Luigi? dominated early on, fell back, didn't talk about him until just now. Did he time it right? Rodriguez for the lead. Luke Rennie's getting antsy. The last season's champion wants it in the 2 car. Can Eli get a push clear on the outside? I don't think he's going to be able to. He's oh so close, but not clear. Luke Rennie leads into turns 3 and 4, coming to the white flag in the Daytona 500. Think about Cole Luigi's teammate DeLello with them. Max Aronson is Luke Rennie's teammate. Here they come to the white flag. Cole Luigi for the lead. His teammate DeLello with them. One final time around Daytona. Side by side between champions. Now Zachary DeLello throws his hat into the ring, but Cole Luigi stays clear. Max Anderson 3 wide for a second. That is everything Cole Luigi wanted to see behind 3 by 3. They're not going to be able to sort this. This might be Cole Luigi's day to win the 500. Down the back straightaway. Anderson trying to move up and get trapped to get to Cole Luigi. He has a run going. Can he stay clear of Jones and now Chris Jericho? Anderson will move down. He might have one last shot off 4, but it's Season 5 champion Cole Luigi, who has never won the Daytona 500, to battle off turn number 4, leading fellow champion Max Anderson all the way to the checkered flag. He wins the final Daytona 500. Cole Luigi gets it done. The Season 5 champion is back on top. I mean, we all saw how dominant that 54 car was once he took the lead at the midpoint, and he timed it perfectly to get back to the front. Cole Luigi is the final and Season 14 Daytona 500 champion in the Gatorade Cup Series. I'll tell you what, he's one of the most storied Gatorade Cup Series drivers. So for the final season to kick off just like this, that's storybook. And it could not have been done much better by Cole Luigi, that is for sure. And the race went caution-free, all 30 laps. That is what we like to see in the Gatorade Cup Series Daytona 500. Let's go see the finish and results and how the points shape up after this crazy Daytona 500. Here's how they finished from the Great American Race, the Daytona 500, to kick off the final Gatorade Cup Series season. No caution flags during this race, but 19 lead changes, 17 different drivers saw the lead here at Daytona, and it was Cole Luigi who led the most laps that got to victory lane. He led a lot of laps at the midpoint, 7 straight at the midpoint, but he led just the final lap in the final half of the race to get it done. Cole Luigi dominated just before the midpoint, fell back, didn't talk about him until just the last few laps. Cole Luigi, the Season 5 champion, reigns supreme at Daytona. Max Aronson ends up in second, looking for his second 500. When he won the 500 back in Season 8, he won the championship that same season, so you would love to know that he definitely wanted to get that one done. Chris Jericho, the rookie, has definitely impressed to kick off this Gatorade Cup Series season, winning his dual race and now finishing third here in the 500. Very, very good job by Chris Jericho. Diego Yepes, another longtime veteran of the Gatorade Cup Series, from 39th on the grid to 4th place, and Bibi Ruiz runs at the top 5. Good starting spot, good finishing spot for Ruiz. Levi Schoen's a fellow champion of the front 2, 6th place for him. Jake Galway, a longtime veteran, 7th place. Good to see him do well. Anthony Nez led some laps, ends up in 8th. Keegan Thompson didn't really talk about much this race. 9th place for him. Zach Fitzwater Sr. rounds at the top 10. His teammate DeLello ends up in 11th. Riley Sampson in 12th. Zidell, Luke Rennie maybe has a shot at the end, but just a little bit too soon in 14th. Jay Randall completes the top 15 with Andrew Miller, Malachi Rodriguez, Brian Wilson, Jonathan Buford, and Eli Bright completing the top 20 finishers. We look down 21st to 40th. Aronson Reed, Conrad Evans, Burrow, and some others down here. A lot of different lap leaders, as mentioned, 17 different drivers, a lot of them just leading one lap, but that one lap definitely very, very crucial in terms of 5 bonus points towards the championship. When after 22 races, we will cycle back out the points and lock in the top 10 in points and some wild cards. So definitely means everything to get those points, try and get those points after 22 races. Jordan Stout, who started on pole, ends up last here today in the 500. Let's go quickly see the points, pretty much how they were finishing results here at Daytona. Here are the points, as was mentioned, pretty much how they finished at Daytona. Some lap leaders would move up a little bit. Obviously, Cole Luigi with a 15-point gap, max points day for the number 54 driver, but otherwise, as seen, the top 5 finishers, top 5 in points. The top 10 finishers, top 10 in points. Maybe some movement with drivers leading laps. Other drivers didn't lead laps. That's why you see drivers like Aronson Reed up inside that top 20 instead of Eli Bright. But otherwise, everything pretty much normal, how it would be. And obviously, some drivers that didn't start the season like they wanted, like down at the bottom, down here like Evan Hunter, Jeff Bright, Sebastian Kukulon, Riley Sprotum, and obviously Stout and Minnick. They still have lots of season to go, 21 races until we get to the chase. So obviously just one race in, it's one of the crazier races of the season too. So not much to take away from Daytona. But speaking of crazy, this next one will be just as crazy and also very, very fast. We go racing at Michigan for the Pure Michigan 400. I'll see you guys then.